Hello guys, this is Kazra, bringing you another video from DCS A10 Black Shark, not Black Shark, A10C Warhawk, from the most sturdy plane in the US military called the Hog. I hope the sounds in the game aren't too loud. I will check that in a second, but I think they can be a little bit of a bug. Okay, the sounds seem to be fine, so let's continue on with the startup procedures. If the game will start. Pause break. Hello. There you go. So I'm just setting up everything, checking my load. The mission is to destroy, this is actually the first mission from the campaign. My mission is to destroy a bridge. If you guys wondering why I can be so calm while doing a commentary over this, it's because I'm doing the commentary post-production, post-playing this game. I had this game yesterday in the night. I rendered 3 or 4 videos for Euro Truck, and then I thought, well, finally it's about to play something myself. So I started up the A10 and tried to play the first mission. More like I would probably do it. You know, I still had a lot of problems. Here I'm just setting up the bomb deployment. The first thing that I set up was ripple quantity into singles, meaning the push of a button will release one bomb at a time. And now I'm setting up auto lace time because those bombs, the GPU-10s, are laser guided munitions. But I had a CPU input error and I didn't know about it. Now I tried to type in something but it didn't work, and I'm thinking like, why? Something's wrong. And I did a few derps here and there because I'm still familiarizing myself with the A10. It's a lot to take in, but with time and practice you can, you know, do mostly everything. Also, like I forgot, you're gonna see later on, now I set everything as the outer lays and stuff like that, but I forgot to set up the TGP2 lays. So that was my derp. Now just setting up the TAT so I know where I am on the map and where everything is. Checking the CDU. Mavericks aligning. TGP is timing out, so we have everything ready for our little mission. So now I'm just setting up the camera so I see everything. Holding down nose brake, I'm increasing throttle to 70%. 100% throttle. Taking off brake, and we're starting to roll on the runway. At 70 indicated airspeed, we're gonna turn off nose wheel steering like that, and now waiting basically for around 120-130 km indicated airspeed to get off the ground. 130, nose up, but it seems like this a little bit failed, and I touched the ground again. Now I pulled it a little bit harder to get 10 degrees, 5 degrees, 10 degrees. Up, now landing gear up, graps up. Hawk 2 also, you know, recorded that he's taking wheels up. The GPU is walking, so I just moved my mouse. I just needed to air to ground mode. There's rejoining. I'm just checking what I have available on the radio because that's actually quite important. Especially the F10 order command, which basically represents everyone except for us, you know, every other flight, like the seat flights, which are anti-aircraft weapon flights.
Ford 2 on station at bullseye 206 for 20 at 16,000.
The other close air support CS flights, and basically, you know, everyone. We want to know where everyone is. And here, this is something that I have to learn myself. I have to learn a habit of trimming the aircraft. I'm just trimming the aircraft delicately, so it's going up. But you can see I'm going away from the waypoints, and that's mostly because the waypoints don't give you a lot of space and time to actually prepare for the engagement, and I don't like it. I prefer to have a little bit of time left.
Colt 5, passing waypoint
Here I'm
2
just
at
changing the
16,000.
setups of the buttons, so I have everything, every light, external lights off. Because while going in an engagement zone, you should never have lights on. One thing I forgot about, and I'm gonna, point it out to you guys right now. Those two is the master arm switch and the gun master arm switch. I forgot to turn those on. Right now it's not that important, but when I'm gonna be around fence, which meaning my second waypoint. Fence is a general term for when you get into engagement zone. So all procedures concerning engagement zones apply, like you turn off your lights, you turn on your master arm, your gun master arm, you turn on your all of your countermeasure systems, you know. You prepare yourself for fighting. And now I'm just making the TAD my soy sensor of interest and setting it up so I know where I'm heading, where everyone and everything is.
Colt 5, passing waypoint 3 at 16,000. Colt 5, in from the southwest, engaging Sam at bullseye 148 for 1. Colt 5, in from the west, engaging armor at bullseye 182 for 2.
If you guys are wondering what are those Colt 5s, Magics and stuff like that, those are the Allied flights. Colt 51 is closer support from what I remember in this mission. And if it gives you like, yeah, pop-up group 04 for 30 at 3500 flanking is basically saying that there's a group heading 040 for 30 miles an hour at 3500 meters flanking my position. And Colt 5 in from the west engaging armor at bullseye 200 for 3 is that Colt is in from the west engaging armor, probably tanks, at bullseye, because bullseye is set up for every flight, so everyone has a point on the map where we can refer to. So bulls 240, that means 240 heading from bullseye for 1, meaning 1 nautical mile. Sorry for the little bit of, frame drops. This game is very hard on my PC. I don't exceed 40 frames per second while I'm playing it normally, and recording takes a toll on that. I would have to have a game capture card to actually, not take that effect. And we can see some nice explosions over there. Tally bandits destroyed. Most of the time in the campaign you won't do anything, your flight will do most of the things. They will kill everyone. Another thing that I made wrong in this video, but we're going to talk about it later on. This is going to be quite a longish video because, the rolling and everything. And you can see on the map over there we have 2 Allied flags behind us. I set up the steer point to bridge. If you're thinking how to set up the steer point, and we see it on the GGP, that's our goal, that's our target, not this. I actually aimed at the road, a little bit above and to the right, like I have the mouse so I'll show you. Over here is the bridge that we want to bomb. We are tasked with bombing it, and that's the only task we have to do. So basically playing campaign is very easy because the only thing you have to do is destroy the thing that they tell you to. So like in the first mission in Georgian campaign is to destroy a bridge. Second mission is to destroy HQ outpost, which I'm gonna probably also make a video of if this vid will be successful. But we'll see how it goes. And it's actually very easy. This mission is very easy because you have your waypoint directly over the design target that you wanna destroy. So if you're using precise munitions and maybe even internally guided munitions, so they have there's a type of bomb. There are types of bombs who have internally guided that are called internally guided munitions. I think those are GBU 84s, 87s, I think. 10s and 12s are for destroying bunkers. They are basically bombs, 82s, Mark 82s and 84s, with a decent payload, but it just the type of delivery is differs. You know, you can have unguided version, you can have laser guided version, or you can have the version which that is internally guided. So now I command to my wingmen to engage air defenses on my set point of interest with missiles. That means I want him to clear the side where I'm going to be bombing with missiles beforehand, so I'm not engaged by air defenses. And I'm slowly picking up altitude. If you're wondering why, the normal engagement altitude for the A-10 Warhawk right now is around 15,000 meters. You should be somewhere around there. Flight mode is a little bit derpy. But like, if I knew what I know now, I would actually change one thing I forgot, and I had to make a second one on the... And now I see I have the order, so we can see Uzi 1 is close air support. Thank you for closing that menu. Kaz, you're very sincerely stupid. So on contact Enfield, but Enfield is pushing from waypoint 2 at 3000, so they are not available for tasking anymore. And I just say like engage flight with air defenses default.
Engage air defenses at my speed with Maverick.
Then only 2 will confirm because he's my wingman. But that's about it, you know. And you can also contact your flight if you like request help from SEAD, for example. And then you will be able to... And I'm just sitting here like thinking why I don't have a pipper. What is my CCP-RP solution? Then you're gonna see that on the HUD I will be changing. I'm setting up the countermeasures to semi, but I'm quite honestly certain there's no air targets, air defense targets that can destroy me. It is doing a good job of destroying things, and I'm perfectly aligned for the bridge. But I forgot my master arm on. So now I'm just checking like why. Everything is working. I have my laser designation. What's happening? This is the first mistake that I did in this mission. In retrospective, a very stupid mistake that I will not make again, I think. And now I'm actually trying to set myself up so I see some perfectly aligned. Now CCP-RP guns. And nothing. And I'm like, why? What's wrong? And after I made the pass, I actually look down and see the master armor. Now I also changed the settings. But I lose sight because that is under me, and now I notice that I have my master arm for guns and general munitions off. So I turn it on. Now I check everything. Accidentally I switched the screens. I put left MFCD repeater mode. Now I see that I'm moving away from this bridge.
Join up. 2, rejoin.
Now I'm just saying to my wingman, rejoin. Now GPUs are walking, but there's another thing that I forgot. I forgot to set the laser designation on the TGP. If I'm using laser guide ammunition, you have to set it up on TGP so it works. And honestly, I went around it because I actually know how to do that manually. Because I set it up so I don't have to do anything. And there you have the CCP-RP pipper, meaning the cell. If you want to drop a bomb, you use that. And I forgot about one thing, and that thing is that I don't have laser designation on the TGP, but you can manually laser if you push the nose wheel steering button. So now I zoom in a little bit to just check the pipper and align it. 6 seconds. Now I push down the button, the weapon release button. Pickle. And TGP auto lays fail, and I'm thinking like, no, why? Now, honestly, thinking, selecting lays, no, not that, okay. And now I actually think about it and hit the nose wheel steering, and you can see lace is blinking. I lose the side on the TGP, and it seems the bombs hit, and boom, primary target destroyed, mission complete. So I just flap my wing to check, and we can see over near the end there's a destroyed bridge. So mission complete. Now another thing that I did a little bit derp, so I'm just gonna put my flight. I'm gonna even out my flight and move forwards. With the joint task force, it's actually very hard to hear something on the radio, and I think I'm gonna blame it for that. Now, first time in this mission, I actually hit the autopilot, deselect my GPUs, which are, you know, they're non-existent anymore. I wanted to contact Batumi, but then I think, okay, there's a JTAC, so let's contact JTAC. Let's sign in. Check in for JTAC for 15 minutes.
Star 1-1. This is Hog 1-1-2 810 4 nautical northwest of IP Dodge at 15,000. Armed with AGM 65K, AGM 65G, GBU 31, 2,300 cannon. Playtime is 0 plus 15. Available for tasking. What do you have for us?
And this is basically like saying that we are available for tasking, we have live munitions, we say what munitions we have, and is there a need for us to be helping someone. Type 2 means they will probably use white phosphorite to designate the targets. So I'm ready to copy 9 line. 1, 2, 3 there is no 1, 2, 3, elevation is 120 feet, target are tanks, coordinates, I should have that written down, is, well, GG 313304, marked by white phosphorite, WP, friendlies southwest 25,000, meaning we have friendlies to the southwest, and egress east, which isn't important, it's just saying what kind of a direction you should have while you are egressing out of the situation. And I'm thinking like, because this is the... Yeah, this is what I did.
Ready for remarks and further talk on.
A little bit of a derp. I went IP inbound while I had no IP inbound. Ready for remarks, and I hit the ready for remarks, and it didn't work. But I should, in hindsight, I should try it again. There's two ways around this, honestly. JTAC will send you a waypoint that you can use, or you can actually make your own waypoint, which isn't that hard to use the CPU. Yeah, and nothing happened, so I hit unable to comply, and that star acknowledges and sends me off to home. And we could have killed more tanks because we have two AGMs ready for this.
Hog 1-1. No further tasking available. Good job. You may depart. To me. Hog 1-1. Inbound.
Sometimes the radio communication derps a little bit.
5. Kill radar at bulb 02445. Hog 1-1. Magic pop-up group 047424 at 500 gold.
And the division cold and hot. Hot is while you have your master arms on and everything, and cold is, I think, when you are safe. And if not, that means that someone's landing. Actually, before we landed, I turned off all the weapon systems. So I think now I'm gonna select, yeah, the CVU divert page. Navigation divert Batumi, meaning my airport. Now I set up the ILS. Actually, I did it wrong. Next time now I know how to make it so it works. Because honestly, in the last few landings that I had, I landed myself. I landed without any help from the ILS or attack and navigation. So
Inbound.
I did an old school landing. So fly heading 22, meaning 220, 46, meaning 6 nautical miles. But I'm thinking, like, why is he telling me to go even more forward when the airport is behind me? So I go around. Normally, if you have a well-working ILS, you could have done this way better. And I turn on all the lights, you know, because we're disengaged from a dangerous situation. We are out of the combat zone.
Hog 1-1. Request navigation assistance.
I asked for navigation assistance to know my heading, but I know my heading.
Hog 1-1. ADS, you're heading forward 1.
And then we have the Hawk 2. Our wingman. Sorry that my hands are a little bit twitchy while I do everything. You can see that the joystick doesn't behave exactly like I want. I have to set up the curves to make it so it's not that much of an input in the first move, you know, that it's more fluent, more calm than it is actually, because the joystick that I have, you know, has a lot of free space to move around, you know, it's old and used a lot. But I set up the ILS, but I didn't set up the heading, which is the indication on the bottom. And I also didn't uncage I didn't set the heading here on this knob. I could have like turned it and set it to 1-3. Now I'm just checking where is the airport and checking are my lights on. And I wanted to check one thing with my setup. Is it actually working that I can deploy chaps and players? Because I reassigned the button. And just mashing buttons, because this is a long approach. That little light that you saw, that's Batumi. That's Batumi Air Base. That's where we are headed. We have 40 nautical miles to the middle of the airstrip. And as I said, next time I will actually show you guys how to set up everything and how to use it correctly. Because right now it just doesn't work. It's completely broken. I didn't set up the ILS correctly. So most of the time I just rely on my own feel, per se, while doing this. Plus I had to brake while landing. Actually, while you are landing you should not brake. Meaning wheel brake. You should wheel brake only when you're below 15 miles an hour, even less, 20 miles an hour actually. So now I think I'm gonna say to 2 to return to base. And you can see there's a lot of allied flights over here. And they are all going into Batumi, they are all going to land. Everyone's coming back. And I think over here I also should set up something for the good angle of approach. Now I get a little bit more airspeed, put my taxi lights, put my anti-skid on. If you guys are interested in like more detail of what does what, we're going a little bit too slow, so I'm giving it a little bit more air power. Because I think I lowered flaps, no, not yet. I do this mostly by mashing buttons, so you won't see like me going around and doing something. Because actually this movement is all with the numpad keyboard. So it's quite difficult for me to do this and, you know, something else at the same time. We have a lot of fuel. In hindsight I should like lessen the amount of fuel that I have for this mission. Because this mission was not so long that I have to have a full loadout. And that's one thing that I never know how to set it up. Now we are putting out the landing gear. I wait too long for the landing gear, below 2200 indicated airspeed. You can drop your landing gear. I set up the flaps to the first stage. I never put the flaps on the second stage, I think, which is also wrong. While you are in your finals, you should put the flaps on the second position, meaning 10 degrees down. And as I said, I'm doing this all manually. And now I say to Batumi, Batumi says that they see me and that I should contact tower. So now I request landing and they will respond very late on. But as I said, I did quite a few derpy moments. And you can see this is the problem with my joystick. Even tiny adjustments of the joystick just make this plane bounce around. In hindsight I should use trimming. I should just trim the aircraft to stick with a given position, point it over here and allow it to go. But I also try to go like to the left and into the roadway, because if you see right now the roadway is like this a little bit, meaning I would land across it. So I have to go a little bit to the left, and like right now I'm gonna try to aim the aircraft.
Altitude, altitude.
I hate having a cold. Because it's actually hard for me to do a 40-minute commentary while my nose is...
2 RTB.
Yeah, now I told him to RTB. And he goes on a...
1-1. Batumi, check landing gear. Wind 128 at 3 meters per second. Runway 13.
We have perfect wind. Wind is with us at 3 meters per second, meaning that it won't stop us. Runway 13, meaning the runway we are pointing at. Check landing gear, we already set the landing gear and everything is working, because I checked, so. And here you have the best well, this is what I was landing on. You look at this, if you have this little ball, it means you are going on the exact angle of attack with the exact speed needed. Now I deploy air brakes, if I remember correctly. Now I'm a little bit too fast or a little bit too slow. It depends. If you have this, it's meaning you are a little bit too fast. If you have this, then you're a little bit too slow. But now it doesn't matter. We touch down, full wheel brakes, throttle down to minimum. Sorry, not wheel brakes, speed brakes. I didn't set the flaps. Nozzle steering engaged are below 80. I should wait till 70. But I wanted to get onto the taxi. So I'm just waiting. And you can see I'm using wheel brake to lessen the speed. And there's a flight of F-16s over there. In hindsight, it's good that I didn't take that road. I'm trying to lessen the speed. Taxi to parking area. That's exactly what we are doing right now, honey. And another F-16. And this is what amazed me, because I saw like, whoa, whoa! And this guy is gonna go forward because he's a part of that flight. Oh no, he's actually a part of this flight, so okay, we're gonna follow him. Because there's a line over here that we have to follow. No set point of interest. I opened the canopy up. You should not open the canopy while taxiing and turning, but if you have enough time to do it while going forward, then there's no reason not to. Give a little bit more power. You can see where 2 was, or maybe you didn't. Maybe I'm gonna put the camera so you can actually see where he is. I don't know why that happened. He was over here, so he has all that to do. But we have another flight coming in, another flight on the non-strip almost, so he has to wait for this now. Yeah, that's actually the engine of the F-16. Down my own engines, stop the aircraft. Engage nose wheel brake, parking brake rather. And now we're gonna just shut down the aircraft. That's gonna be it for this mission. I hope you guys liked it. It's gonna be quite a long video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think you found it informative. I hope that it made you want to play games like this. Because most of the time I actually think they are very rewarding if you put enough time and effort into it, you know. It's just a game that will reward you. There's going to be a lot of master cautions now. What we are turning on? Pilot heat? Nope. Oh yeah, we set everything. Every light. We set the ILS off. Pilot heat should also be off where you're standing. Set off the countermeasure systems. Pilot heat off. I should set up this off, but I waited because I wasn't sure. MFCD, left MFCD, turn off. The CD is CCU, GPRS, IFCC. Turn off our normal systems. So, I'm just putting out the first engine, master caution. Second engine, master caution. Everything turns off. Well, I'm just annoyed with it, so I click the APU generators, master caution again. Inverter and off with the battery, so no more master caution. Now I just take my time to deselect everything that I remember that I had to, like those guys. The whole setup. I thought about the radios, but I leave them at where they are at the moment. CDU and EGI. Turn off the power for my air masks, and that's about it, guys. This is the whole video that I wanted to show you. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you liked the video, comment on it, like the video, and if you like generally what I'm doing for YouTube, subscribe to my channel, because there's going to be a lot more where that came from. So thank you guys for coming. I hope to see you next time on the battlefield.